Hey, welcome to the Grassman Chronicles Shorts. We are your hosts. Look at the trees. Hello, trees.
How's it going, Dave? Good to
Going
see
great.
everyone.
I see a bunch of people in the chat. Hello, everyone. Glad you could join us. And I am Dave from the Captive Desk. And with the Halloween season upon us, and Friday the 13th falls in this month, the topic of superstitions that surround many things from Friday the 13th to full moons and a black cat crossing your path have many stories surrounding their origins and by who and when in time different superstitions arose and changed. From lucky to unlucky and retold in many forms, in many cultures, and through many belief systems that have given black cats a lot of infamy. In this Grassman short, we are taking a look at the black cat. Black cats can be found on every continent and in every culture, and for good reasons. The black color is a dominant gene, and especially in male house cats. There is one breed that is always black, the Bombay cat. But the black cat breeders of the CFA, the Cat Fancier Association, recognize 22 different breeds of cats that can be black cats. Most black cat breeds do all share yellow eyes. Many believe the black color evolved to better hunt at night, but there may be other evolutionary advantages. The black cats seem to have better immune systems from the same genes that give them their color and are more resistant to diseases like feline immunodeficiency disorder. Black cats are often seen in the Western world and depicted as unlucky. Many of these superstitions arose during the Middle Ages in Europe, possibly influenced by legends told of a servant transformed into a black cat by the goddess Hera, who then went on to become the attendant of Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft. Pope Gregory IX declared black cats as satanic in the year 1233, believing them to be demons in disguise or helpers of demon worshippers. By the Middle Ages, black cats were among the most common animals believed to be familiars of witches, and it was generally believed that many witches could take the form of black cats themselves. As panic over witchcraft grew in Europe, cats often bore the brunt of that superstition and were executed in large numbers. The mass slaughter of cats in Europe in the Middle Ages may have also caused the plague to spread unchecked by rat populations carrying the disease without the cats keeping their numbers down as rodent predators. The bad luck stories in the United States go back to Puritan pilgrims. In the Plymouth colony, they persecuted black cats as associated with witchcraft and sorcery and would burn them on Shrove Tuesday to protect their homes from fire. The association between black cats and witches and devil worship has only somewhat diminished in the popular consciousness. Even in modern times, urban myth often tells of devil worshippers or other unsavory sorts sacrificing black cats to Satan on Halloween. This is, of course, satanic panic nonsense, but some animal shelters are cautious about adopting out black cats in October due to worry about those who might try to replicate the legend or persecute an animal for being too witchy. Black cats are a Halloween staple, iconic representations of the spooky season just as much as bats, witches, or ghosts. Thanks to a long association with witches, black cats have long been regarded as sources of misfortune and agents of evil. Black cats are often depicted as companions to witches, even riding on the broomstick with them in media from books to movies. Black cats have long been a symbol of Halloween and are closely associated with all things witchy. You'll probably not be surprised to hear that black cat costumes top the Halloween fancy dress bestseller list in most years. The most famous superstitions about black cats, of course, that they are bad luck, especially if one walks across your path. Black cats are seen to be unlucky if they cross your path in the West. This, however, shifts from culture to culture as to whether the cat crossed your path or if the cat crossed your path from left to right or right to left as to whether it's unlucky or lucky. In Italy, it is seen as unlucky if a black cat comes and lays on your bed, as it's a sign a sick person there will die. The Scottish people believe in a cat sith that would seek out funerals with the intention of stealing the souls of the departed before they could be claimed by the gods, by walking over the body before it could be buried. In order to avoid this, it was customary to hold overnight wakes in order to keep the cat away from the body until it could be buried. While the name of the cat sith implies that it's a fairy, other stories indicate that they were, in fact, witches who could transform into cats. They could change from human to cat and back again 8 times, but the 9th time they would be stuck as cats. On Halloween, people would leave out milk for the cat sith, hoping to be blessed and not cursed. In 1968, Margaret O'Brien and her husband bought a rundown house near Dublin with the intention of renovating it and opening it as a center for the arts. What they may not have known is that the house they had bought next to the Killickey estate was formerly used by the notorious Hellfire Club and was widely thought to be haunted. According to paranormal encounters, soon the workmen were reporting hearing eerie sounds like that of a wild animal. Deciding to inspect these claims herself, Mrs. O'Brien soon found herself face to face with an enormous black cat with glowing red eyes standing in her hallway. She said it glowered at her with a hateful and menacing look, but disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. After a few more encounters with the spectral cat of Killickey House, Mrs. O'Brien called a local priest to perform an exorcism. Afterward, there were no more sightings of the cat. The art center was able to open, and guests were able to stay unharmed. That is, until a group of drunk actors decided to hold a seance, after which the cat, as they say, came back. Perhaps because cats were associated with pagan worship by civilizations like ancient Egypt, Jewish folklore often relates cats to demons. In Sephardic folklore, it is believed that Lilith, Adam's first wife before Eve, who was banished from Eden because she refused to submit to her husband, transformed into a demonic black cat called El Brusha. The demon cat prowled around looking for its favorite prey, newborn babies. And when it found them, it would suck their blood. As a result, it was a custom for newborn mothers, to never leave their babies alone until they were at least 9 days old. King Arthur legends have black cats too. The Welsh tell of an enormous black cat known as the Cath Palug, whose name is traditionally said to mean Palug's cat. Cthulhu was born from a giant white pig and had siblings as wolf and an eagle, all of whom were sources of terror for the British Isles. The pig's owner saw the giant monster cat and threw it into the sea. Cthulhu is said to have killed 180 warriors before it was killed by Sir Kay, King Arthur's foster brother. In French versions of the story, it's King Arthur himself who battles the Cthulhu. Arthur faces the devil cat after it has terrorized the countryside, and Arthur, at last, manages to kill the cat with his shield. But this isn't the case in every version. In other versions of the story, Arthur was killed not by Mordred, but by the Cthulhu, who threw him into a bog. In the national capital of the United States, Washington, D.C., is replete with ghost legends, including Abraham Lincoln himself, a wandering Civil War soldier, and the ghost of John Quincy Adams. However, perhaps the most famous spirit from the nation's capital isn't a politician or even human. It's the demon cat. Sightings of the ghostly feline go back to at least the 19th century, when after the Civil War, a night watchman claimed to have been approached by a black cat that got larger and larger as it grew closer, until it was the size of a tiger. This monster cat knocked the guard down and disappeared. Legend states that the demon cat appears just before national tragedies, such as presidential assassinations. Other legends claim that those who witness the cat die of fright. However, there are many cultures and beliefs in black cats being lucky rather than so unlucky. So, Trees, could you share some positivity with us, please, about these black cats?
I sure can, Dave. Black cats were worshipped by the ancient Egyptians as sacred, treated with great respect, adorned with jewels, and often mummified when they died. And there are many artistic artifacts from ancient Egypt honoring felines, from paintings to statues that can be seen in museums around the world. The Egyptians had a cat goddess known as Bastet. It was seen as a guardian against evil spirits and disease. Domesticated cats were believed to bring good luck, and there were severe penalties for injuring or killing a cat, including the death penalty. In Japan, a black cat is seen as lucky for single women and will help them find love, and also may be used to ward off evil. Black cats were seen as good luck for sailors as the ship's cat, that were not only good for controlling rats, but seen as a lucky way to ensure a safe return to port. And sometimes their wives would keep one at home in hopes of keeping their husbands safe at sea. In the book of weather proverbs, several anecdotes are about cats predicting weather, such as, if a cat sneezes, it's a sign of rain. A cat snoring means bad weather is approaching. When a cat grooms itself, it means good weather is coming. Others believed that if a cat got wet, it would bring rain. A black cat received as a gift by an English bride will be blessed with a happy marriage. In Scotland, if a black cat shows up at your door, it will bring prosperity. The French long believed that if you encounter a black cat at a crossroads of five roads, it will lead you to treasure, and also saw black cats as money cats. And in return for treating them kindly and with respect, one can expect riches and prosperity. A matagot, otherwise known as a money cat, is a magical creature from the folklore of southern France. A matagot usually takes the form of a black cat, but it can also take the form of other animals, such as a fox, rat, dog, or cow, any of which are typically in service of a magic practitioner such as a witch. While matagots or matagot, I don't know what the plural would be, um, are considered to be evil, if captured if captured and properly cared for, the matagot will provide wealth and good fortune to the owner, usually in the form of a gold coin every day, hence the name Money Cat. The other important condition of owning a matagot is releasing it from its servitude before your death. If the matagot is still bound to you in your final days, it will make your last days miserable. The Celts believed if you left milk out at night for the cat she on Halloween night, your home would be blessed. Celtic mythology gives us the story of the cat Sith. I can't tell what I wrote. It's either the cat
That's the
she or the
cat
cat.
she. Cat
Okay,
she. Yep.
it's the cat she, which means fairy cat. A fairy cat in the form of a black cat. Cat she is typically described as a black cat the size of a dog with a white spot on its chest. And with that said, I can't let Dave only give you negative views and bad news about black cats. So let me throw it back to Dave for some more highlights about black felines.
Well, if you enjoy being around black cats, you can visit a cat cafe in Japan devoted to black cats. Step through the doors of Neko Biaki. Forgive me if I don't get that correct there. And get ready for your wildest cat lady dreams to come true. Black cats are the stars of this cafe, and visitors are invited to pet but not pick up these lithe felines. Each of Neko Biyaka's identical looking black cats wears a different colored bandana to resolve any catastrophic mix ups. And here are some reasons why you should love black cats too. They're always fashionable. Their black coats will never go out of style, and a black cat will never clash with any color you're wearing. You can give them exotic names like Shadow, Midnight, Sable, Jet, Onyx, Raven, or Panther. They'll impress your house guests. Dirt is camouflaged, so they always look clean and they'll never look out of sync with your home decor. You won't need to spend a penny on a Halloween costume. They're already dressed perfectly for the occasion. Hey, they might as well cash in on their scary reputation. They help you celebrate your inner goth. Black is slimming, so they will always make you look your best in selfies. Star Trek and The Simpsons feature black cats, so fame is probably right around the corner for you and your black besties. Black cats are terrific at playing a competitive game of hide and seek. Black cats always look regal, sophisticated, shiny, and sleek. They can't help it. Black cats are capable of quickly adapting to changing circumstances. Rescued black cats, like other breeds of cats from the streets, often warm quickly to not only their rescuer, but people in general. They are frequently friendly and outgoing, even in a high stressed, kenneled shelter environment. Want to turn up your karma bank account? Save a life, give some love, adopt a black cat. There's a lot to love about these furballs, as evidenced by holidays in their honor. The ASPCA celebrates Black Cat Appreciation Day annually on August 17th, and National Black Cat Day occurs on October 27th, and International Rescue Cat Day, where cats of all colors are in need of homes, is on March 2nd. If you are thinking about adopting a kitten, consider the black cat, as they even today are often the last to be adopted from shelters, if at all. Who wouldn't enjoy a black ball of loving fur kitten to love and care for? Just look at the little guy's faces. So cute. And the returns it'll bring from the black cat as a companion. Black cats have been loved and feared. Black cats have been seen as lucky and unlucky. Black cats have been worshipped and scorned as deities. Black cats have served mankind well as pest controllers and companions, and they have been abused by the superstitious. In the 21st century, while some beliefs linger about the black cats, for most of us, we see black cats for what they are: a domesticated species that enjoys being our companions and helpers and are like other animals we share this planet with. They are not something to abuse or harm over superstitions, and have as much right to exist in this world as other species and as we do. Thanks for joining us as we took a look at black cats here at the Grassman Chronicles Shorts. And please consider adopting a black cat. We also have in the description below a link to a G-rated movie with a black cat. It's called Luck. On this Friday the 13th, if you not into the slasher films or whatever, figured we'd put a cute little movie in the description you can check out. It's called Luck. And we also have a description. Trees is sharing a web page or a YouTube channel. Trees, what was the YouTube channel again?
A Black Cat's Voice.
Please check out A Black Cat's Voice. Subscribe and check it out over there. And on this Friday the 13th, Trees and I are hoping everybody's having a really groovy and evil Friday the 13th. Hey, Trees?
Yeah, that's right.
And
hopefully smoking up, drinking up, whatever you enjoy doing.
Summoning some spirits.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for some aliens to show up. I keep watching the skies. I'm hoping maybe some clear skies in the middle of the week. If it's clear out, I'm going to have the telescope out and we're going to be looking for some UFOs. And don't forget to subscribe to Look at the Trees. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe over Look at the Trees. And we are moving the Grassman Chronicles to its own channel. So there is a video in the on my channel. Got the link for the Grassman Chronicles, or just look up the Grassman Chronicles. Get subscribed over there. eventually Trees and I are going to do the shows over on its own channel. And Trees and I have got a lot of plans for stuff coming up. We're going to have some a little Halloween fun this month. We're going to cover some of the classics, Dracula, Werewolf, The Mummy, and we're going to have a guest with us. And Trees, you want to share the guest that's going to be joining us?
Sure. It will be the skeptical Satanist, who happens to be my sibling as well. And they will be joining us to give us their perspective and their research on a mummy, the mummy, or mummies.
And we also have plans to have more people on, more guest panelists. And we're always hopeful that we might get somebody on with a good story to tell, maybe a ghost story or a Bigfoot story. And then we've got some Bigfoot stories coming up. We're going to hit back to the Grassman hard after Halloween. Trees and I have a nice little list of Bigfoot, Grassman, Sasquatch, Yeti type stories, and we're going to be hitting them, and we're going to have a lot of fun with those. So we promise to get back to our Grassman roots, and we're going to be doing that after Halloween. So I hope everybody's going to be geared up for some good Bigfoot stories. And what else do we have, Trees?
As far as our channel goes, we got, let's see, we're going to have the Christmas episode, which
Yes,
is kind of a surprise. We're not going to give it away yet, exactly what it's going to be about, but we got that in the works.
Yep, we do have plans for Christmas beasties to be covered. And other than that, I hope. Let me see. Let me thank everybody for joining us. I see Mike out there. Hello, Mike. Always appreciate you. Melody Joy, B.S. Lewis, Aunt Jur, Deconverted Man, YouTube Punk, Logan Fisher, Tobin. Great to see you. Carrie Ann. So that's like twice you've made it to our live shows. That's awesome. We've got some great timing for a change. All right. And Ember,
Yeah,
good to see you. Yeah, Ember, and let's see. As I mentioned, Logan, AR. Always good to see you, brother. James Apperson. And let's see. Don't want to miss anybody. I think I've got everybody. Wow, there's a lot of people saying hi and hello, and some comments about cats. Melody Joy used to have a black cat. And I think that's I think I've said hello to about everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Sandy, hello. See, there's always one. Al, there's two. See, I always got to check. And John Hudson, welcome. Thanks for joining us over here. Like friend of Tobin's. Appreciate Tobin sending over some friends. Hope everybody enjoyed our Black Cat Shorty. And I hope you all have a real spooky and safe Friday the 13th. Same for you, Trees.
Yeah, thanks. I hope you do as well, Dave.
And I think that wraps things up for this evening. I know Trees has to crash for work, and we appreciate his time squeaking in so we could do this. And it was always a pleasure talking with you, Trees.
Thanks. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad I could make it.
So am I. And thanks again, everybody. And good night. We'll see you next time.
See you later.